Today, Square Enix chose to release a damage control statement saying that Final Fantasy XVI is doing great. It is doing fantastic, and immediately certain individuals came out and said, "Oh man, this proves Harmon Smith wrong. Harmon Smith was proven wrong again. A Harmon Smith L." And of course, this is ridiculous because we've all seen the numbers. We all know that Final Fantasy XVI is selling less than 15. We all know 15 was a disaster. We know that the brand is essentially ruined, right? It's dead. Right? And what Square Enix is trying to do, what they've been trying to do since the game came out, is try desperately to damage control the situation to appease shareholders. So you're not seeing a genuine, actual reaction to like, oh man, our game is selling so well. You're seeing like Square Enix like try and spin things so that like they look like the company is in a good position when in reality they're on the verge of death, right? Like this is, I think, going to be the last time we hear any positive news from Square Enix, because going forward, now once we actually like get some, once we get more information, once we like get some more context, once people start realizing that they came out and lied to appease shareholders, like once like the illusion is dispelled, which is inevitable, people are going to realize that like, wow, Harmon Smith was on the ball right again. Harmon Smith was right. He's not just the Nostradamus, right? He's not just a predictor of Nick Rekieta events. He's also like able to see the future in regards to Square Enix and video game trends and stuff like that. Like, I am 100% confident, right, that Final Fantasy XVI did not do very well at all, right? It completely bombed. And this is an issue, like Square Enix just does not want to admit it, because admitting that their go-to brand, one of the biggest names in gaming, Final Fantasy, admitting that they ran it into the ground is essentially going to, it's essentially them admitting that like they are done, that they are irrelevant, that they can't compete anymore, that they aren't competitive, that like they aren't going to make money, right? Like they cannot admit that no matter what. Like they will not admit that no matter what. And like this announcement does not surprise me. This was something that I anticipated. I don't know if I like directly like addressed this or not. I did see this coming, that like Square would try to downplay the situation, because we've seen them do this before with Final Fantasy 15, which I also addressed, right? With Final Fantasy 14 to an extent. Like we've seen them do this like over and over and over again. Like the brand has been in decline for decades now, and nobody wants to admit it. Even now, Square Enix is like desperately trying to hang on to like that last bit of relevancy they can in order to like try and get people to buy more PlayStations. Like that is the situation we're in right now, is that nobody wants to admit that Final Fantasy 16 has bombed.